Thank you for joining us for the fourth and final episode in this season of Chatting with Courtney. Today, I'm joined by the CEO of the VM Foundation, Samantha Charles. Samantha will share with us more details on the work of the foundation, the projects that they're currently involved in, and how you can partner with us to invest in the next generation. Stay with us. Samantha, thank you for joining me.
And thank you for inviting me, Courtney.
Good. You were appointed to the role of CEO of the VM Foundation just over 2 years ago. So I remember that shortly after your appointment in 2021, we sat for another Chatting with Courtney episode, and you shared with us some of the objectives that you had set for yourself and for the VM Foundation. What has been the most rewarding aspect of the journey so far for you?
Ooh, so many things to say, Courtney. It really has been a wonderful journey, not without its challenges, because of course, as you mentioned, I did start right in that pandemic in 2021. And therefore, it really meant for us to be able to do programs that we were able to find innovative ways to do them, to execute them, to ensure that we were still supporting our beneficiaries. And so I think the most rewarding, even coming out of that now, is 2 years later, having done a lot of those innovative ways to deliver programs, it's the evolution in general of those programs. And I think in particular, the changes in the focus areas as well have been quite rewarding for me in terms of this whole journey 2 years later.
Let's take a look then, Samantha, since we have agreed the focus areas on what drives the corporate social responsibility efforts of the VM Group.
Yeah, so if we look at some of our core values, for us at VM Foundation, those look like service, they look like excellence, they look like collaboration, they look like accountability. And so when we look at service, we're really looking at delivering of programs and projects that really add to Jamaica's national development, that involve opportunities for our team members and our beneficiaries to be able to do more, to be able to volunteer and to benefit from our programs. When we talk about excellence, it's delivering at a very high standard, these very programs. When we look at things like accountability, we ensure that we design and we deliver programs that are transparent, that are open, and that they can stand up. They have integrity. The programs do stand up to question. And so we ensure that we cover all of those core values as well. If you look at our mission even, our mission is really to support the VM Group's mission, which is really about ensuring that all Jamaicans have financial well-being. And we do that through providing sustainable social and financial literacy initiatives. And those initiatives are done within communities. So we try to ensure that we are developing the work right across the island in communities. VM has 16 branches across the island. So we are in 16 communities, say, for instance. And so we ensure that we do that and we deliver those with trusted partners, experts, yes, and of course, our caring VMT members and volunteers.
Right. Now, in doing that financial literacy, we have also taken a sharp focus on the matter of parenting. It's because, as you said, we are focused on delivering financial well-being, empowering our people to achieve financial well-being. A key part of empowerment is education. And then we provide that education in the context of helping our people to be better parents. And part of the preparation to be a better parent is a whole matter of, knowing what financial solutions to use and so on. But the truth is that parenting has not really been a popular area of focus for similar foundations. Why have we gone in that direction?
Well, you are right, Courtney. I believe that VM Foundation is the only foundation that really focuses deliberately on parenting. And the reality is we've actually been doing it for some time. We may not have called it parenting, but I think in 2022, we made a determination that we were going to focus and rename it parenting. So our focus area is parenting, as you've mentioned. And we really went into that during a time when we thought that, again, the pandemic brought up these new issues, addressing new challenges with parenting, home life, work-life balance. And we thought as well, too, that there was a gap to fill. There was a scarcity of comprehensive, well-curated, culturally diverse programs that dealt with parenting and content that dealt with parenting. And we really thought we'd fill that gap. We wanted to step in and fill that role of developing what we thought was content-appropriate resources for parenting. And so, even this year, we partnered with Tammy and Wayne Mitchell with our Positive Parenting digital series featuring the Mitchells, which was to a resounding success. Again, a program that looked at relatable insights, looking at, again, balancing how to develop resilient children, well-rounded children, looking at financial planning for the family and the children. That was not to be left out. And that particular program received over 180,000 views across 4 episodes and still stands on the VM Group's YouTube page. So we invite everyone to go and have a look at that. Again, under parenting, we found it necessary to adopt a clinic. So we embarked on this program. The San Diego Health Center is under the Ministry of Health and Wellness's Adopt a Clinic program. And we've been in this program now, I would say, almost 5 years. We're almost coming to the end of this program, and it's really been one that has been fulfilling for us. Recently, we donated over $1.2 million worth of medical equipment and surgical equipment specifically for the maternity ward, again focusing on our mothers who are parents. We also, not only did we do that for the clinic, we have been doing what we call a Financial Wellness and Parenting Expo.
Yes.
So we've twinned again financial wellness with parenting, and we host that in November during Parents Month.
At the clinic?
At the clinic, we
Right.
do that. And this year, we actually had over 200 clinic users and staff as part of that expo, looking at paternal involvement, something that's not usually spoken about. We had discussions about the role of the father
So
in parenting.
were many fathers there?
We had a few fathers. It was not an empty room, but we had a very, what I would call encouraging, stimulating workshop around paternal involvement. And of course, we also looked at child rights, something that's not to be lost on many of us. And so many different subjects that were discussed during that day: early stimulation, proper nutrition. And of course, our VMT members were fully on board and involved and supported the effort as well. So it was really a great success for us as well.
Right. I also know that you have a positive parenting poster competition.
Yes, that's right. We introduced the Positive Parenting Poster Competition. Why? Because again, when we do this expo, it was part of the expo, and it was the first time we were actually doing this. And we thought, how else can we get the rest of the community to be involved? So we included the proximate schools to the San Diego Health Center. And so it was the schools that were involved in this positive parenting to come up with a poster that depicted positive parenting from their perspective. And so we had winners, and they received tablets and cash prizes. So it really was a wonderful effort.
Great. And you know, our people are so creative.
It really was a creative effort.
Those are some excellent posters.
They were indeed.
Good. Now, in keeping with the focus of this episode on how we're investing in the next generation, tell us about the scholarship program, the VM Foundation's scholarship program, because I know that we have grown that program in recent years.
It certainly has grown, and I think it's really grown because we had established an electronic system where persons now were applying online. It became more easy for people. We didn't realize how easy because, of course, this year we had a whopping 400 plus applications applying for scholarships. At the end of the day, we were able to award 74 scholarships and bursaries. We were able to increase our bursaries too from 200,000 to 250,000.
These are for tertiary students.
These were for tertiary students, indeed. And of course, the total value of our scholarships exceeded $7.1 million. So we really did make a gallant effort throughout those 400 applications. We dwindled it down to about 74 scholarships and bursaries. And we were really pleased with the results of those. And I want to add, Courtney, that we are the only foundation that when we do award scholarships, we provide our scholarship recipients with mentorship. everybody gets mentorship, even if it's in a group setting or a one-to-one setting. But our tertiary students and our high school students receive mentorship on various areas: leadership, how to volunteer, honing your skill sets, what is important for you in the working world. We do various topics that we feel are important to our students in particular, so that at least when they go through their tertiary education or they go through their high school, they're even more prepared. Because as you know, this is not something that's taught necessarily in an academic degree. So we really want to be able to offer them the added skill sets to give them the edge when they're mentored. We know that mentorship goes a long way, and many of us have been mentored, and we can still speak to the value of mentorship.
Absolutely, because so we're investing in more than the academic preparation.
That's correct.
We're really preparing them for the future.
We are.
I'm sure that's greatly appreciated by both the scholarship awardees and their parents.
It is, because we do involve the parents as well. They do sit in on some of those Zoom sessions that we have. We've had a number of sessions, even just this year, an executive session run by Denise Williams, a financial coach for our tertiary students. And we'd have sessions with our very own VMT mentors who will mentor our scholarship students as well on basic things. I say basic because, of course, these are things not taught in their degree program or their high school program, but it really is about how they can become upstanding and what I call global citizens. We're preparing them really for the future.
Absolutely. And for the future anywhere.
For the future anywhere, globally.
Now, we have spoken about the parenting series and all the work we're doing for financial literacy, especially through our parenting initiatives. We have spoken about the growing scholarship program, but tell us about now some of the other youth development programs that have been launched by the VM Foundation.
Okay, so we have had VM Enrich program. Formerly, we did this under the partnership with British Council. We have now been doing this on our own, and I would want to say we have really raised the bar. We now have 10 schools on board. We started with only 4 who have returned, but what we've done in those 10 schools is that we have become geographically diverse. So we are now in Clarendon.
Excellent.
We are now in St. Elizabeth, and we are in Manchester. And we are so happy to be able to go out into these regions, speak to these schools, and provide them with social enterprise principles and values and opportunities, which really give them an opportunity to be able to see another viable business option. So the traditional engineering, medicine, architecture, what we want to place in the minds of these students is that there are other business options, there are other viable options for which they can ensure that they own their own business and they're giving back to their community. So it has that added value, because we really want to prepare students to become students that are giving, that volunteer, that have a sense of community, have a sense of giving back, have a sense of volunteerism, because we feel that really makes them more rounded as individuals.
Great. I'm so happy to hear about the expansion of the program. You have gone into these new parishes. I'm particularly delighted to hear of Clarendon. That's the parish of my birth.
Yes, we are at Fogar Road, and we are at Kellets in Clarendon.
Excellent.
And of course, our returning schools, we have Cumberland, Holy Trinity, Clancarthy, and Charlie Smith as well. The new ones are Manchester High, and in St. Elizabeth we have Newell, Louisville, and Aberdeen High School. They've actually been a wonderful joy to work with. We have found that they've been extremely enthusiastic. All of them have completed their social enterprise modules, so they will be going into business planning come next year, rearing to go and develop their business plan to create their own social enterprise.
Very good. So we are creating entrepreneurs of the future.
We are.
You know, that's going to positively impact our economy and our society for many generations to come.
Absolutely. And it's really just one of the programs. Again, in our youth area, we do VM Ignite, which again focuses on our tertiary students.
Yes.
And we cover leadership, growth, and wealth. Again, we believe that all our programs must have some element of financial literacy as part of the program. We want to ensure it really ties back to the mission, as I mentioned earlier, for all Jamaicans to have financial well-being. It really is important that we start with our young people, so all their programs are infused with financial literacy.
So what tertiary institutions are you in?
So we are currently at
Yes.
UTech and Shortwood Teachers College. There will be expansion, which I'm sure we'll talk about later. But yes, currently we are, and we've had over 80 persons being impacted by that program, VM Ignite.
Great. Are there other programs that you'd like to mention?
So,
Samantha?
yeah, sure. So for on a youth plus community level, we have been working with the Jamaica Library Service. And you might say, how is that so? Through their national reading competition. And they actually see over 2,000 participants on a yearly basis in the competition. And what did we do? We introduced a financial literacy for the youth of that competition. So the finalists, which amounted to about 32 out of that number, because again, we wanted to start it small, see how it went. We provided them with a financial literacy challenge, which really went very, very well. We ended up giving prizes at the 5 different levels of the reading competition, cash prizes over $300,000. And we were able to impart our financial sessions to them at a very basic level. They completed their sessions online and were able to receive their prizes accordingly. So we want to say we impacted a number of those participants under the Jamaica Library Service banner of the National Reading Competition, a very, very important competition, which was launched all the way back 35 years ago in 1988. So, you know, this is a competition that has really had some benefit to our community and to our youth because, again, it is creating knowledge, literacy, encouraging our young people to read, encouraging our people to understand the importance of literacy. And of course, we feel that there's no other literacy too as financial literacy. Why not?
Absolutely.
Why
Well,
not?
congratulations to Jamaica Library Service for having sustained this program over so many years, and I'm sure that we're enjoying the partnership with them.
We certainly are.
Yes. So 2023 was a very busy year for the VM Foundation, for you and your team, Samantha.
Very, very busy.
Based on the numbers we have been tracking, because we're interested in impact, based on the numbers we have been tracking, we have impacted over 76,000 lives.
That's correct. We have impacted over 76,000 lives, and including in that, even in our small grants. So if you look at our community programs that we do, and we do this through our small grants program, alone that program we impacted over 8,300 people. In our financial literacy, as I mentioned, we looked at 469 individuals that in individual sessions that we did, which impacted over 1,000 people. So we want to really think about how those numbers really work. It's been a big deal for us in terms of all the work that we've done has really looked at great numbers in terms of the impact from a financial literacy point of view, as well as just benefiting our communities through our small grants program as well. So that 76,000 is a number that we exceeded. We definitely exceeded our target this year, and we are really happy about that. And the year is not done yet, Courtney.
It's not finished.
The year is not done.
And then we're looking forward to 2024. Having done so well in 2023, what's next for the VM Foundation?
So a few things. We're really excited. You know, we do enjoy the work that we do at the foundation, and we really do enjoy being of service to our beneficiaries. So let me start with, we will start with a new scholarship. We're going to add to our scholarship program at the University of Technology. So look out for that. Members, please tell your young students who are listening out, there will be a scholarship that will be awarded at the through the University of Technology. We also are going to look at introducing our VM Ignite program outside of the Kingston area. We are going to the west. We are going to the Sam Sharp Teachers College Montego Bay, and we cannot wait. And so we are looking forward to the expansion of VM Ignite as well. Again, another tertiary, another youth program, something that we're delighted in. We're going to do more in parenting. We feel parenting cannot be overlooked. We cannot do too much in parenting, so we really are going to impact and do more in our digital series. We're going to look at more topical areas. This is our second or third time that we are doing this Positive Parenting with VM Foundation. We really want to do more in this program. And we are toying with a few ideas. I'll say no more for now, but we really are toying with some more ideas on parenting. And I think the National Land Agency Land Titling Project. We are looking forward to the start of this project. Again, we're hoping to impact many beneficiaries who are looking to register their title. We know how important it is to have a registered title. We at VM Foundation really want to be able to help them to unlock the wealth that is in a registered title, unlock that capital, unlock that wealth, so that they can utilize that for other things, for education, to benefit their own family as well. So we are really looking on the current partnership that we have with the National Land Agency and looking forward to the start of that particular land titling project.
That's very important because, again, it's very much aligned to our mission of empowering people to achieve financial well-being.
That's right. And of course, Courtney, it takes cash to care. So, of course, I'm going to increase the drive to mobilize resources. And that includes our recently launched Give a Change to Make a Change. I'd invite all our members to go inside our branches. We now have these wonderfully VM Foundation, VM Money Transfer branded boxes that are at the teller stations or at the information stations for you to drop your donations in. These go towards all the programs. The posters are there that tell you all the programs that we do through community development, youth development, and parenting, of course. So we really want to encourage our members to look out for that launch as well, and go into our branches and see those new boxes and donate towards it as well. So that's something that we're going to push a lot of in 2024, driving more resources through donations and volunteerism as well.
Precisely, because that's one very important way of supporting the work of the VM Foundation. Perhaps you could mention a few other ways in which some of our viewers could get involved.
Right. So, well, for instance, our team members are already great volunteers, and they volunteer so much on a number of our programs as well. And we are happy to have persons writing to us to ask us about volunteer opportunities. They can reach us at VM Foundation at myvmgroup.com. We invite them also to visit our website at vmfoundation.myvmgroup.com as well. There are opportunities if you want to support us through donations or in kind. Please, you can donate at any one of our branches, as I mentioned, with the boxes. You can go up to a teller to donate through our account as well, 401-844-515. And we also have, I want to say this out deliberately to our diaspora and the people overseas. We have a special opportunity for you to donate through our spuropen.com/VM Foundation. You can contribute in Jamaican dollars or US dollars as well. So we really do invite you to support us and support the work as well. And we encourage you to write us as well on any matter that you may have in relation to volunteering as well.
Samantha, could you briefly mention some of the work that VMT members do in volunteering to support the VM Foundation?
Oh yes, our VMT members are in fact of great support to the VM Foundation. And as I mentioned earlier, we really can't do this work without them. Volunteerism is a big part of how we get our work done, and it gets executed, and it gets executed successfully. And our VMT members have been a huge part of that. They literally own up, team up, and level up. They do show up as well.
Good.
They show up and they ensure that they are at all our workshops. They come and provide us with the financial literacy sessions as well. They show up at our football competitions. They show up at our Labor Day projects. They show up at our Enrich program. They provide the financial literacy sessions there as well. And they really do support us. Even in our football program, they come out on the day and they ensure that our athletes and our coaches are well served by our VMT members. It's an absolute pleasure to be working with our VMT members. They ensure that the work of the foundation gets done, and gets done very, very well.
Samantha, thank you so much. I think this was timely because we're in the season, the holiday season, when we focus on giving back, when we focus on spreading joy, love, hope, and peace to those around us. So I think that having a discussion on the work of the VM Foundation, the excellent work of the VM Foundation, and what we hope to do in the future was a great way to celebrate this Christmas holiday season.
Indeed.
Viewers, thank you so much for joining us. I encourage you to check out the work of the VM Foundation, visit our website, try to understand how you could get involved in supporting the work of the VM Foundation and impacting some other lives. But even outside of the VM Foundation, let us make every effort to positively impact those around us, our neighbors, our friends, those who you probably don't even know. In big and small ways, there are always opportunities to make a difference. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Chatting with Courtney. All the very best.